Good evening, football fans, and welcome to the 2015 Spring Division C final between 2.5 Dans against the uprising STL here in Brossard, Quebec. Simon Dagenet, of course, alongside Terry Tam, our Div C experts. Guys, quickly here are your key points. What are the keys, Simon, in this matchup for 2.5 Dans and the potential championship victory for this team today?
Well, if 2.5 Down wants to win this, they need to shut down Jamie Ogia somehow. Dylan Taylor's going to key on him early in the game. If Jamie's allowed to roam free, get some catches, get some big yards, 2.5 Down's defense is going to have trouble shutting down STL's offense. And as soon as Dylan Taylor gets going, he's a very streaky guy. If he gets going early, he's going to have a really nice game. He's going to put up 40 points on their defense. He needs to be shut down early in the game.
All right, Terry, looking for the 2.5 Dans in STL here. What are the keys in this matchup?
STL is to really keep it simple against a very simple offense at 2.5 Dans. I've always said that 2.5 Dans don't know what they're doing, so it's hard to defend against them. But the only thing is that if you what's his name? Dylan Taylor's got to get the ball off. It's gonna be confusing all day with Dylan Taylor and Joey Taylor. Dylan Taylor's got to get the ball off very quickly because Danny Mac is an extraordinary rusher.
So you mean Joey Taylor needs to get the ball off fast?
No, Danny Taylor.
The only common denominator is the fact that the last name is Taylor for both quarterbacks. One Taylor will win the Div C title in about an hour's time.
Are they related though?
No, they're
Yeah,
not.
they look exactly alike.
Absolutely.
Well, I don't know. They're the same name.
Also related to Nathan Taylor and Garrett Taylor.
Are they like the movie
Shut
there, the
up,
Four
Terry.
Brothers, right? With,
Yeah, all four brothers.
definitely.
Yeah.
You know, Mark Wahlberg and all those guys. Okay, here we go. We're about to get underway here in Brossard, Quebec, Field 3. Running a little bit late here, but it appears it will be STL football to start off this drive for your. And you look at this team, guys, and what they've done. They're 7-1 when they score 30-plus points in a game here. If they reach that mark, do you think the odds are in favor for them?
I think so. I think STL scoring 25 points, the odds are in their favor at this point. The simple offense of 2.5 Dans, the simple defense of 2.5 Dans, I don't think they'll be able to land against a high offense like STL.
Danny McPhee set the rush. Dylan Taylor, first play to go. Pump, caught by Lewis. Lewis, spin and move, and it'll be enough for a first down. Lewis makes one more move, and he'll be tackled by Eric Maiorino. It'll be first down and a new set of downs for STL.
Well, Alex Lewis didn't line up as snapper for this game, which is a change of pace from the whole playoffs. And it looked good. He went to something safe. He went to a hollow routes. It worked out, and they got about 15 yards from a simple 5-yard hook.
Alex Lewis is somebody we haven't spoke about all season, and he's also a receiver of the year in Division 4 in the winter.
All right,
So
first
just
down.
a key point.
Taylor looking, pumping, sidearm. Barreau with the catch. Barreau makes a move, and he'll be tackled again by Eric Maiorino. Will be second down coming up here for STL.
Eric Maiorino, the sure tackler of 2.5 Dans, another guy that we really haven't spoke about all season. We've only been mentioning him later on. The 2.5 Dans say that he's the cornerstone of their defense.
Speaking of 2.5 Dans, they had 25 INTs during the regular season here. They're ball hawk players here. At some point, do you think one turnover could be the difference in a very, very important game today?
I don't think so. I think it's going to come down to the second turnover. I think both QBs are going to throw an interception, but it's going to come down to who throws the second one.
Second down and about one for STL, moving the ball very smoothly right now in their opening drive. Opening drive for both teams here in the Div C finals. Simon Dagenet and, of course, Terry Tam. On with the call.
I'm liking the white jerseys from STL. I respect that they went and printed jerseys this morning
Instead of
wearing
pennies.
pennies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it appears Brent Young has something in his eye. He got a flag in the eye.
That's strange.
So we'll see if Danny Roy may have to sub in here. So early on, a little bit of a delay for both teams here. Nerves, could that be a big factor for either team early on in this matchup here, guys?
The noise?
No, nerves.
Oh, nerves. I don't think so. I think these teams have both played in this league for a really long time. Guys like Jamie Ojea doesn't seem to get nervous to me. I think his confidence is through the roof.
Sorry, he's known as It.
It. I don't think doesn't get nervous to me. Terrence Morsink again. Terrence Adams is a stone cold killer, man. I think he's game faced, and Dylan Taylor as well. He's very focused coming in. We spoke to him on Thursday, and I don't think any nerves coming from the STL side. I doubt there's any nerves coming from the 2.5 Dans either. They're guys that are very fun to play with. They just like to have fun and keep it real.
All right.
A key information is Foti Evangelista from 2.5 Dans, which is one of their better corners, is missing from this game. He was also missing from most of the playoffs.
He is here, though.
He's
He
here,
is?
but he's not playing.
He's not playing, though.
He's one of the
Which is
better
a
receivers
huge-
as well.
A huge loss for them on defense.
So Brent Young, it appears, looks...
He'll survive.
He'll survive here, but let's see what happens if they will move him to a different spot on the field here because he is the head referee. Danny Roy was there to make sure everything's okay. So we're underway here. Second down and short coming up for STL, their third play of the opening drive. So far, Dylan Taylor 2 for 2 for 19 yards as he has hit Paul Barreau Jr. and Alex Lewis for a first down. As they're in the lip of the red zone. Taylor looking right, waiting. Going into the end zone, the back of the end zone. Barreau can't hold on to it. Third down coming up for STL.
Good defensive play by Jasmine Rioux. Tipped the ball off Barreau's hands. He was out of bounds, but still, you don't want him to come down with it. Just get that confidence up. Jasmine made a good defensive play.
Barreau was looking at his feet before he was looking at the ball to see if he was going to land in bounds. Should be the other way around kind of thing.
Catch the ball, then you look at your feet.
Yeah, that's it.
But then if your feet are out of bounds,
But you're already in the air.
matter.
You're already in the air, so you should catch the ball, then land. That's why you're a quarterback.
Taylor, quick snap, going to the left, caught Noah Wachowski, and he is tackled at the 1 yard line. It'll be fourth down, a big play coming up for both teams.
We'll call him by his government name, Baby Gronk, with that catch
Mini
right to
Gronk.
the 1 yard line. Mini Gronk, sorry.
That's
That's, that's his new government name.
Noah Wachowski so far in the playoffs, 9 catches, 85 yards, and 2 TDs.
Well, he's been looked at a lot more. He has a lot more targets than he used to prior to the playoffs. In the regular season, doesn't have that many stats, doesn't have that many targets, but Dylan Taylor started keying on him a lot more, and production has been there.
Keep it out for Jimmy Ojea, the left slot back. Taylor waiting, going, pumping, looking for Ojea, caught, and he is tackled by Danny Elward. Is that a touchdown? No, going the other way, turnover on downs.
Good call. It looked like his flag was in there, but good call by Simon, the referee, to come across the field and make that call. Now it's at the 1 inch yard line. Let's see if maybe they go to. If they see maybe they go to a quick slant to the snapper, Jeff Brown here.
It's a second down.
My apologies.
Rookie mistake, Mo. Rookie mistake.
Well, the referee had signaled the fist before. So.
I was expecting talent.
Never trust the referee, Mo. Never trust the referee.
So second and literally a nose of the end zone for Dylan Taylor. Waiting. Going over in the back of the end zone. Through the heads and caught by Joy Taylor. Will that count as an INT? No. But nonetheless, there will be third down, and STL will live to see another play.
He came down with that ball. I think that was an INT, personally. The ball didn't touch the ground. His butt hit inside the end zone. I think it should have been a pick.
That has to be a great catch, though. He held on.
Yeah.
You can see he was wearing a glove because that ball stuck like glue. And he tried to rip it off. He kept it. Very good defensive play by Joey Taylor.
Joey Taylor wearing his baseball swag today.
Joe Taylor is banged up. We'll see how he is once he gets going. Third down coming up for STL. Taylor looking right, pumping, going to the corner of the end zone. Lewis, both feet in, touchdown.
Lewis who fell on to Eric Mariero, and now he's down. He looks injured. Maybe he twists his ankle falling on to the player.
Looks like he rolled his ankle, yeah.
And that could be a big loss for this STL offense. Alex Lewis so far in the playoffs, 9 catch for 115 yards, and now his 4th TD. But right now he is in severe pain, and they have stopped play.
Alex Lewis has had injuries in the past. I'm not sure if it's the same one right now. Maybe he tweaked it a bit. Hopefully he's okay. He looks like he'll be fine. Just maybe walk it off.
And he is getting up on his own power, which is good news for the STL offense, as they will now try to convert this extra point attempt to go up by 7 in their opening drive.
You jogged it off by himself, which is a very good sign for him and for his team. But he took a drive off because he took an injury timeout. He has to take at least one play out.
So the extra point will come up for STL, up by 6, as Dylan Taylor so far has hit 4 receivers and has completed 5 passes for 7 attempts. So he's off to a good start in this DC final. Taylor's got Noah Wachowski to his far left, rolling to his left. Taylor looking. No-look pass through the hands of Noah Wachowski, so it'll be 6-0 and 2.5 Dan's ball. Guys, what do you expect from this offense early on?
I think right now 2.5 Dan's got to keep it really, really normal, I would say, and give it to Danny Mac right away. Get under the coverage and then force something deep, maybe to Jasmine, maybe to Danny Aylward.
So basically don't do what they usually do.
Exactly.
So
but
go
they're
against
so
everything
unpredictable.
that
I think they're so unpredictable. You'll never know what's going to happen.
So trust Terry.
Right now we're about 0.9 seconds away from the snap. Joey doesn't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, he does. He's stubborn.
Taylor rolling now to his right, waiting, looking. Terrence Adams sack, and that will be a loss of yards.
Are we getting a celebration here?
No celebration yet for Terrence Adams. I think it's only going to come later on in the game.
I think that was not a really good sack from Terrence Adams. He got a hand on it, but didn't fully grasp it. If he would have celebrated for that, I would have
given him maybe a 4 on 10.
So right now, Terrence Adams off to a strong start in this opening drive for the defense. So far in the playoffs, he has 8 sacks, including this one tonight.
STL went man on that one. I think it's a very smart move to go man. Confuse Joey a bit. Stick to your coverages. They have a lot of good defensive players on the STL defense.
Taylor at his goal line. Rolling to his left. Taylor looking, pumping, going deep. He's got Elward. Elward caught going, makes one move around Lewis, and he'll be tackled by Alex Lewis at the 5-yard line in STL territory. Another big catch for Danny Elward.
This is something we don't see often from 2.5 downs. Joey Taylor going deep early or at all. He doesn't usually go for the deep throws. He only goes to Danny. But hey, it was open. He got it. And now STL are looking a bit shifty. Like, what's happening? This is not the 2.5 downs we expected.
Smart call by Joey Taylor to go against the banged up Alex Lewis with I think their best receiver in Danny Aylward. Foti Evangelista checks into the game right now.
And the aforementioned Lewis has subbed himself off. James Nowakowski now in the game. Cornelius Friel on the right corner. Furley, my apologies. Overload now to Taylor's left. Rolling to his right. Looking for McPhee. Waiting. Short caught by McPhee. Caught. Is that in for a touchdown? Yes, it is.
Jimmy Ojeda went for the coverage on Danny McPhee. Tried to push him around a little bit. Danny McPhee didn't budge. He's faster than Jimmy Ojeda on these small routes. Got the touchdown. Very good play.
Danny, the steel kid, fresh MTL Mac with that beautiful catch in coverage. He's nifty, man. He's feisty. You'll never win a battle against him.
Joey Taylor 2 for 2 on the opening drive. And they were quick, STL, and of course, 2.5 downs on that drive. They certainly did. Taylor waiting, going to the back of the end zone, caught by Rupshich, and it was out of bounds. So it is no good. It is 6-6.
Rupsick is a guy they added this season, and I think it really helped them. He's a big reason why they made it to the finals. Brings some experience, brings some confidence to this team, a little bit of swagger, I guess you'd say. He's an awesome player, and you saw by that just the toe out of bounds.
He fits the scheme perfectly. He's the kind of player they needed. He's the kind of corner that they were missing. The physical guy that can take out number one receiver. And on offense, he's shifty, he's fast, he gets underneath, he understands the playbook. He fits the scheme perfectly.
Keep an eye out for Danny Elward, who's had a strong playoffs on the defense. Taylor going deep down the side to Nowakowski. Well defended by Marino, and it goes out of bounds, and it'll be second down coming up here for STO.
A lot of air under that ball. I think he should have threw it a little bit deeper than that. Maybe he tried to. Great coverage from the safety, Eric Marino, coming across the field to make the stop on that one.
Gotta give props to the safety. Nowakowski looked open as the corner stayed, but Eric Marino did not bite at all. He kept his eyes on him, made a great play on the ball. Was not an interception, but he made his presence felt. 2nd
and 10 for STL on their second drive of the first half. Alex Lewis back in at the right slide back. Short pass. Jamie Ojeda catches it. That'll be enough for a first down. Going cross by now. Down towards the sideline. Pushed out of bounds by Jasmine Ryu, but that'll be enough for a first down.
Enough for a first down from it. He does something that I hate what guys do is they run backwards. And we're losing yardage to gain. Using 4 yards to gain 2 yards is not something that...
Well, in his defense, he had the first down when he started going backwards.
True.
So that's all that matters, really. If you get the first down, then you can do pretty much whatever you want, but you need to get that first down, which Jamie did. Good looking out for his quarterback.
Ojea has averaged 1 TD catch for every 2 catches in the playoffs so far. So he is in fuego when it comes to the touchdown. Taylor looking right now, waiting, pressured. Lewis catches it, and he is tackled right away by Evangelista.
Another good, smart play. They're going for simple routes. They're not doing anything special. They're not going for double, triple moves. They're keeping it simple, and it's been working for them. 2.5 downs are going to have to find a way to take these 8-9 yard hooks away from Dylan Taylor because it's eating them alive.
They're staying in that cover 2 zone. I think that it's a good play call. Maybe switch it up. Maybe switch to a 4-1 at one point to confuse Dylan Taylor a bit, which I think they're doing right now, actually.
Keeping the same formation with Ojea and Lewis, the slot backs. Taylor looking slant. Nowakowski catches it, and right away he gets tackled by Elward, and that'll be enough for a first down. It will be 1st and goal inside the red zone.
Mad coverage on that one. A quick route by James Nowakowski, the sure-handed mini Gronk. It was awesome. I mean, I thought he was going to get in there, but good tackle by Rupsick. Danny Elward.
These are the kind of routes that you go to your athletes, you go to your receivers. They're fast, they're very shifty. You get a quick route in, and man coverage cannot cover these kind of routes for a first down.
Give it to a sure-handed receiver like Mini Gronk.
Can STL punch it in for 6 more points? This game is tied up at 6 in the first half of this Div C final. Taylor waiting, pumping, pumps, and he is sacked by McPhee for a 4-yard loss.
From the looks of these offenses, it looks like it's going to be a high-scoring game. The quarterbacks have been almost perfect so far. It's been a great game. He just took a sack, pushes him just past the red zone. Still can't run. Still past the red zone. Maybe a bit more comfort for him to go to these jump balls to these guys.
I don't think Dylan Taylor has ever felt the pressure of rush that he has today with Danny Mac.
Both of them, Terrence Adams and Danny McPhee, will factor in this matchup here. Taylor going sidelines through the hands of Nowakowski, and we might look at that play as 6 lost points for
Yep.
STL if it comes down to that again.
So much for that sure-handed call that I made before.
Well, it's second drop of the game from James Nowakowski. He dropped the convert on the very same route, then just dropped the touchdown that should have been a catch. If the ball hits you straight in the chest like that over cone, there's no reason for you not to come down.
Has STL figured out something in the 2.5 dance defense by going to that side quite often?
They're going to the corners, not necessarily that side, but they're going to the short corners, which I like because they are scared of the deep ball. And by being scared of the deep ball, you're giving up those little short routes.
Taylor waiting, going to the back of the end zone. Jeff Brown way over his head, and it goes
Fourth down.
into the literally wall of the end zone here. And it's 4th down coming up for STL, a big play for both teams.
So this is a tough situation for STL. They came up. Their offense was really good. They came into the red zone. They were looking good, and now they just got 3 incompletes back to back. They got a sack, 2 incompletes. This is a tough spot to be in. It's the worst part to be as a quarterback when you're in the red zone with a first down. You end up in a 4th down situation, and you're looking at yourself like, my guys are dropping balls. Who do I go to now?
I think Jeff Brown is your target right now. Maybe hit him a corner in the back of the end zone.
Big play for Dylan Taylor. Waiting, stepping up, going to Lewis. Well defended through the hands and caught by Jeff Brown as Fodi Evangelista could not bat it down and is now 12-6 for STL.
Batted it right into his hands. Wasn't the call I said, but throwing it to Jeff Brown. Maybe Foti Evangelista should get the credit for that throw. And
Well, a very good defensive play, to be honest. I was scared of Alex Lewis coming down with the ball. Batted it down. Batted it up instead of down, and Jeff Brown made a good leap to catch that ball, and now it's 12-6, and this is going to hurt.
It happens. I mean, you can't fault Foti for making that call. He's knocking it down. He covered his guy well. It just so happens Jeff made an extremely athletic catch on
It happened to STL against Primetime in the playoffs, where same thing. It batted down right into the hands of the Daoud brother. Taylor looking, going, front of the end zone. Lewis, he converts it for 2 points, and is now a 14-6 lead for STL.
I think this is a very smart decision from STL. We know that 2.5 down's strength is really the 1-point convert, the small plays. So if we're forcing them to go for 2 every convert, this might just be the downfall of the Dans.
The downfall of the Dans. This early, Dans are resilient. I think they can easily come back from this. Danny Mack has yet to really get involved, even though he did score that touchdown.
This is only the 4th play for 2.5 Dan's offense. Quick pass. Evangelista up the sidelines, and he is tackled right away by Dylan Taylor. So far in the first half alone here, guys, STL has ran off 15 plays compared to the 4 plays from 2.5 Dan's.
Well, we've just seen the bread and butter from the 2.5 downs on offense. The quick triple slants. You get one guy underneath. You just let him run with the ball afterwards. It's been working for them all season long, and hey, it's gonna work today too.
2nd down and about 5 coming up here for 2.5 Dan's. Terrence Adams to the right of Joy Taylor, rolling to his left. Short pass to McPhee. McPhee goes up the sidelines. Will that be enough for a 1st down as he's forced out by Alex Lewis?
1st down. Generous spot by Simon the ref. I bet that's a 1st down for them.
But once again, they go with a similar situation. You hit Joey Taylor finds the open receiver in between zones. He hits Danny McPhee, gets about 2 yards from that play, which is just enough for a 1st down. And at the end of the day, that's all your offense really needs is 1st downs.
McPhee coming into the game, 18 catches, 99 yards, and 4 TDs. Trips now to the right of Joy Taylor. He's rolling to his left, looking. Now rolling to his right. Taylor, open man is Marino, and he's going to bundle his way in through, and that should be enough for a 1st down and a new set of downs for 2.5 Dan's.
2.5 downs offense is looking really good right now. They've been 3 for 3 in this drive. They got two 1st downs. Terrence Adams had problems keeping up with Joey Taylor on that play, and it ended up being a huge gain for 2.5 downs.
Each rusher has a sack today, but both quarterbacks are pretty confident, pretty comfortable back there to get the ball up quick.
Quick snap, quick catch. Evangelista tries to stiff arm around Alex Lewis.
Those under routes. And
that might be a 1-yard gain, if maybe no gain at all.
Those under routes have been killing them. It's nuts how you're playing man, and that's pretty much the only thing you can't cover in man is that under route. Coming across the field like that, and it's working for them. I mean, they're able to do that and then look at something else. Joey Taylor's making the right calls and reading the
to further elaborate, so far today, Joey Taylor's 6 for 6. Hopefully I don't jinx him.
Are we going to see a 17 for 17 a la Kevin Wyatt?
Well, he was perfect against Laval's finest, so he's done it before in the playoffs. Taylor rolling to his left again, waiting. Open, caught, touchdown, Marino. It is now 14-12. Do you go for 2, guys?
Joey Taylor is still perfect. 7 for 7 this game. He's looking really good.
You don't have to go for 2. If you're comfortable going for 2, then go for it. But I don't think it's not part of their offense, so it's still early in the game. If you're comfortable going for 1, then you just go for 1.
Don't force something. Don't force yourself into something you're not comfortable doing.
Exactly.
Mostly in the finals, you need to go back to what you do best, and it's the short things for them. Going for one, they're usually good at it.
Big extra point attempt for the Dans. Again, Taylor going to the back of the end zone. Rupchitz could not hold on to it, so it is no good. Marino so far coming into the game had 20 catches so far now in total. He has 22 in the playoffs. Fantastic playoffs for him.
The most underrated player on this team by far. I'd say. We've been saying it the last all day today. We've been saying it all playoffs. He's the guy who nobody looks at, but Joey looks at him often. Joey's the only guy that finds him on the field.
Because of the name of the team, everybody looks at the Dans, right? They look at Danny McPhee, they look at Danny Elward.
Who's the other Dan?
Maybe they dropped him. I don't know. I think they used to have 3.
Yeah, I
maybe
think so.
maybe they dropped him.
Maybe
stopped
Simon
playing.
Dagenet. Because Dagenet has Dan in his last
Oh,
name.
maybe, yeah.
Well, not
Dagenet.
really.
He doesn't, though, but whatever.
Taylor, quick pass out to Ojea. Tackled by Joey Taylor for about 3-4 yard gain.
Last I checked, it's not Dan.
Jamie's talking some smack after the play there. I like it.
Classic
Classic
Jamie.
Ojea.
Yeah.
Classic
Yeah,
Ojea.
classic Ojea.
Not just
it runs
Jamie.
in the family.
It runs in the family, exactly.
But listen, it works for them. It's something Jamie does a lot. He talks a lot of smack. He gets him fired up, and then it doesn't take him off his game. It keeps him focused to make the big plays, and it's something he keys on a lot.
Ojea, 3 catch for 16 yards. Taylor looking left, going again to Jet, his 4th catch, and he's forced out once again by Joey Taylor, pardon me, and that might be enough for a first down. If not, it is short by nose.
Getting it involved in the play, I like what Dylan Taylor's doing. Doing it just to get him involved in the play because he hasn't been involved all game. I like it. You got to get your best player the ball. It's just
5 minutes to 5 plays. It's been a very fast first half. 14-12 lead for STL over 2.5 Dans. And you wonder if maybe one turnover could be the difference in this game as we move along towards the second half.
Jimmy Ojea taking snaps.
Ajay now in the wild STL formation.
expect him to run, I guess, right?
Ajay makes one cut. Away he goes. Ajay gets the first down, and that'll be enough for a first down as he made Danny McPhee look foolish on that one cut move.
A very rare feat to make Danny McPhee look.
That was a good cut from Jimmy Ojea. Granted, we expect him to run. We don't expect him to throw the football. But still, if you're playing defense and you expect the other team to run, you can't allow that kind of play to work.
Maybe an audible there to double rush to force him to throw the ball.
And right now, STL is marching along here. No defense has made a big-time stop yet to create a turnover. Could it be now? Taylor rolling to his right. Going down the sideline back. Oh, great catch. Touchdown.
I've been talking smack about Bajo all season long, saying he drops a lot of balls. He's not on his game.
That was a nice
He's
catch.
a very streaky guy, but that was a great catch. And when he's on, this guy can make some serious damage.
He's big, he's fast, he runs good routes. He does drop a lot of balls. He has dropped a lot of balls all season. But I'm not surprised that Dylan Taylor, he trusts all his receivers. He's always said it to me. He's like, no matter how many balls they drop, I'm still going to throw them the ball. And it proves to me that at least he trusts all his receivers, especially Barrow.
His third touchdown of the playoffs, 14-yarder on that one, as it is now a 20-14 lead.
On 12.
20-12. Taylor, open through Lewis's hands, and that is incomplete.
A
So
great pass to fight by Danny Elward, jumping that ball right at the last second to keep it in this one-score game. It's a two-score game because the 9 point would really hurt the Dans
Exactly.
if it was a two-score game.
can the Dans respond back on their third offensive drive? Right now
course
it's
they
been
can.
score for score. You never know, Terry Tam.
With your quarterback going 7 for 7 so far in this game, confidence is definitely high for 2.5 Dans.
There's a reason why Joey finished with 80% completion rating.
Dylan Taylor has
He
5
averaged
incompletions.
80%. It's
Averaged
insane.
80%.
Taylor again rolling to his left, looking wide open is Marino. He's got it. Away he goes. Can he get into the end zone? Yes, he will. 35-yard touchdown grab, and it is now a 20-18 lead.
Eric Marino proving it again. Why we say he's the most underrated player and nobody's watching him. I don't know who the cover. I think Seth Galino was on the coverage there. Maybe switch it up and maybe put your better player on Eric Marino today.
I'm surprised by what 2.5 Dans are doing. They're changing their styles around. STL expected these short under routes, and it's the second time now on 8 different passes. He went twice. He went deep. Once to Daniel Elward on the first play of the game. Now to Eric. And look what happens. They're driving the field and they're making STL look foolish.
And so far today, it has been a great day for this offense for 2.5 Dans. Back in the end zone, Elward, he's got it.
Down by 1.
Down by 1.
STL is still in control of this game. They're still up by 1. They haven't made a stop yet, but they haven't been stopped neither, so it doesn't matter. As long as you keep driving and you keep scoring, your defense is going to make a stop at some point. You just got to stay confident and keep doing your thing.
When I talk about the simple Joey Taylor offense, I don't mean his play calling. I mean I mean his play calling. It's the same 3 plays over and over again. That was the same play back-to-back, and he scored a touchdown.
Then the finest only has 3 plays as well, and nobody says that they're
Yeah, but
playable
there's
plays.
audibles in those 3 plays, though. I think these are just the same 3 plays.
Okay, now, we know you're a hater.
I'm not a hater.
Taylor, sidelines. Nowakowski, right away, Rupchich with the tackle. That'll be a 2-yard gain.
Mini Gronk gets the catch, sure hands. Now Dylan Taylor's confidence back in his receiver, which is good for them if they come back into the hands on and enjoying that throw over the cone again in the second half, maybe.
At what point do you bring Terrence Adams here maybe to get some speed down the sideline to take that deep coverage?
He doesn't even
out?
play offense, though. He's not even listed on the depth chart as an offensive threat.
Doesn't make sense.
Taylor. Short pass caught by Ajaya. Right away, Elward can't get the tackle. First down and more. And Rupchich finally does. However, it is a first down and a new set of downs for the STL offense.
With the catch, Danny Aylward missing a tackle, which is very rare from him. Getting involved in the game, like I said before, you got to get him the ball, and you're seeing why you should get him involved. Jamie Ojea all year has been consistently their best player on defense and on offense.
Well, I wouldn't be too worried about it. You see, like you're talking about Terrence Adams on the offense, right? Speed is not something that STL is missing on offense.
Yeah.
And if that's the only thing Terrence Adams brings, do you really need him?
True.
Quick slam. Barreau with another catch. Jasmine Ryu with the tackle. However, they're moving the ball right now. Can 2.5 downs come up with the play to stop because it's now inside 5 plays?
Paul Barreau keeps making these big plays. He's making it look effortless to catch the football, and is exactly doing what his team needs him to do tonight.
I like that matchup both sides, Paul Barreau against Jasmine Rio and Jasmine Rio against Paul Barreau. I think they match up very well against each other. I've been watching it all game, and it's very interesting. Whoa, they switched it up right now. Look at that.
Now you look like a
Taylor looking. Going towards the sideline again. Caught by Nowakowski. Will that be complete? Yes, it will.
Mini Gronk for the first down.
Nowakowski's 4th catch of the evening.
Manny Gronk gaining the confidence of his quarterback.
He's just that he's on the sidelines. Rupsick is playing inside shade. He's keep hitting him on the sidelines. It's a throw that Dylan Taylor is very comfortable doing. And Nowakowski, that kind of player that's going to catch it and get he doesn't need to get the extra yards. Just need to tiptoes it, get the first down, and he's that player for them.
Very few plays left in this first half. Can 2.5 downs hold serve and keep this a 1-point lead for STL? Taylor stepping up now, pulling back through the hands. Lewis gets it, intercepted by Elward at the goal line. A big turnover, and we talk about that, and this can come back and haunt STL if they can't win this game right now.
We talk about the Division 4 receiver of the year, Alex Lewis, dropping a ball in the end zone. Danny Aylward making up for that missed tackle before and making that interception. An awesome play.
This is the worst thing that could happen to a quarterback. You hit the receiver, both hands on it. He bubbles it to himself, hits his face. Defender comes down with it. It's just a silly play. You're just like out of luck, and now your quarterback just threw an interception that never should have been thrown.
Now, if the scenario presents itself where 2.5 downs does score, they get the ball back to start off the second half here. So this ends up being an 18-point swing when you think about it if they score these next 2 drives.
How many plays left, Mo?
2 plays left, I believe. Taylor rolling to his right. Caught by Evangelista, and he's tackled right away by Seth Galena. Second down coming up.
What do you expect now? Do you expect that play that we saw from Eric Marino? I see Jamie Ojea playing safety by himself up there, cutting those deep balls off.
Well, last play of the game, they're at midfield, so they have to go for it, right? It doesn't matter if you throw an interception or not. You just need to chuck it in the end zone. And the way Joey Taylor throws a football, it's gonna come down to jump ball.
It's gonna be a duck.
And let's not forget, Rupchich can throw the football as well, so he could be the second quarterback. And Jamie Ojea has 4 INTs in the playoffs, and he had 4 in one game.
Oh, I know Rupsick can throw the ball. He beat us this year in Division D.
That's right.
By himself, Crimson Tide.
But then again, Wolfpack, right?
Yeah, I mean, Wolfpack. What are you going to do with those guys?
Taylor, he's going to launch it. That'll be short of the end zone, and Ojea with the pick. Away he comes. Ojea makes one cut to the right, making one more move, and Mayorino gets the tackle. So at halftime, it is 20-19 for STL.
Still a very good comeback. He did run half the field. Nobody expected it to be a pick 6, but still pretty good play from Jamie Ojea to come down with it. He just showed his team that he's the jump ball guy. Don't throw at me again, or I'll come down with it again.
Exactly. Jamie Ojea has been on fire today, and I like the way he's calmly confident. Normally he talks a lot. He has been talking a bit during this game, but usually he talks a lot, and it takes the focus away from his team and brings it to himself.
We're having a very good game today.
How's my hair?
It's bad. It's always bad. It's 2019 at halftime. 2.5 downs are starting with the football, but down by 1. So we could see the leads switching sides. But both teams should be confident in their ability to score points and to make a stop at this point. It's been close. It's been clutch, and I think it's any man's game at this point.
First incompletion we saw from Joey Taylor was that interception on the last play of the game. So So Joey's been confident. Obviously, he's just chucking it up there to see if
You
he'll
have
be able to come up. You have to
just
do it. So he sacrificed his perfect game for that.
Yeah, but then again, if
Everyone
you,
would have done it.
you want to play a perfect game and you don't throw that ball and then you end up losing by 5 points because you didn't try it.
What do you
honest,
do
we're
as
an idiot.
as a quarterback? Because I'm a terrible quarterback, but as a decent quarterback, the rocket launcher Simon Dajne, what would you do if you are STL right now? If you're Dylan Taylor?
If you're then tell you keep doing what you're doing, it's been working. They haven't stopped you really much. The only interception that happened was not your fault. It was not Dylan Taylor's fault.
Yeah.
So you keep doing what you're doing. His play calling is working well. I think you're going to have to get a little bit more creative with the play calling because it's starting to get redundant. And 2.5 ends are starting to know it. But I could see the deep ball coming in the second half. They have the guys to go deep against 2.5 ends. And I think Jamie Ojea might do some damage. Maybe Paul Barreau is having a good night.
Yep.
Could go deep on somebody, get a jump ball going. Dylan Taylor has the arm strength to throw a 40-yard bomb.
Guys, when you look at the receivers so far, and right now, Paul Barreau's had a strong game. I feel like the wideouts have had the strong game for STL's offense because the size, the good hands, they've been able to exploit that to their advantage.
Yeah, well, I mean, with just with all the catches and everything, I mean, going on, I think the 2.5 downs have been able to exploit everything. Dylan Taylor, hope he doesn't get nervous because this is where quarterbacks lose it. When you're up at halftime and you're not up by that much, you're up at halftime, and you don't know what to do. You want to change things up to maybe get a bigger lead because you had a couple drops or whatever it is. I look at Dylan Taylor versus Joey Taylor right now. Joey Taylor has the smooth confidence that he always does, that I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm just going to throw it there, and they're going to catch it.
Guys, the Sportier Halftime Report brought to you by Sportier, proud sponsor of FPF. Don't forget to get uniforms for next winter, 2016 Sportier, your place to be. If you're not in the cage, you're not in the game then. Look at the first half stats here. Again,
Ruined it. If it's in the cage,
it's in the game.
That's it.
Passing yards, 114 for 2.5 downs, 102 for STL. First downs, though, STL was 7 compared to 3 for 2.5 downs here. And again, look at extra points right now. Pretty good stat line for STL to have that advantage, especially if it comes down to points late in the second half.
Well, listen, Dylan Taylor is 15 for 21 right now, but 6 incompletes. I would say 5 of them were drops. So they're both quarterbacks are playing very great football. They're both playing perfect, and I'm not giving anyone the edge on the other one. They're both playing great.
You had the ball twice as much, basically. You had twice as many plays as the other team, and you're only up by 1 point.
Same average. 2.5 downs, 117 yards, and STL has 102. So even if they have more completions, they're still driving the field the same way.
Well, we're set to kick off this second half here. Joy Taylor. Again, going to his left, caught by Evangelista. Trying to get around Nowakowski, and he won't. And that'll be a 2, if not 3-yard gain.
Nowakowski with a sure tackle there. Again, those under routes, man, they're annoying as hell for any defense.
It's their bread and butter. It's what they do best. It's how they drive the field. And listen, you can't take away bread and butter from a field, right? From a team, right?
So what do you do, guys? Do you play an aggressive 4-1 and really play close to the line of scrimmage here?
That's what I would do. I would do 4-1. Jamie's your lone safety. I think that's what's happening right now. And to take away those deep balls that we've seen from Eric Marino.
Going to the right now is Joy Taylor. Called by McPhee. McPhee gets the first down and more. And right now, they are really gashing the middle part of the defense of STL.
Well, if you're running a 4-1, the middle of the field is your weakness, right? Yeah, your guys should be keen on the outside, so you should have the middle of the defense open. And Danny Max is their go-to guy. So if you're running a 4-1, and you're leaving the snapper open because your safety's playing over, then you're giving them their best receivers should be open on every play. Doesn't make much sense to me.
True. I mean, when I'm looking at Danny Mack, he's their #1 receiver all year.
Taylor forced out, sacked.
2 sacks.
And there's a celebration
Terrence
from Terrence Adams.
That was a clean sack, like you said, and he celebrated on it. It wasn't as clean as
It was a good
the other one wasn't as clean
good
as this
diving
one.
sack from something Terrence Adams needed to get going in the second half because the first half his rushing was not on key. And if he can get going and get a few sacks on Joey Taylor in the second half, we might see a defense from STL.
His 9th sack of the playoffs here, 2 tonight, and hopefully he doesn't reach that betting mark that Terry and I have as we have cheese sticks on.
It was 2.5, we said, eh? Or 3.5?
No, 5.5.
Oh, it was 5.5. Yes, you're right, man.
Taylor over the head, intended for
Beautiful catch
Evangelista.
by Jasmine Rio right there.
Something we don't see often. Joey Taylor rarely overthrows his receivers. He usually throws lower, so these kind of things cannot happen where you bubble the ball or it goes overhead or something, and you went up. Maybe I think it was just a bad throw from Joey Taylor.
Do you think it's angst in now, given that so far tonight Adams has 2 sacks on him?
No, I don't think so. I think with a guy like Joey Taylor who's composed, it's not his first season in the league. He knows what he's doing. He's very confident.
Going to his left again, trying to buy time. Taylor trying to buy time. He's going to run, and he will be sacked.
Not a sack.
Thank God. 1 yard gain.
Those cheesesteaks. I really wanted those cheesesteaks.
No celebration from Terrence Adams, but still a
'Cause it
very
wasn't a
great,
sack.
a very great tackle. He kept up with Joey Taylor, dove for a tackle, not the sack, and it's a tough 4 down.
Not only that, but he was offside. He had to come back behind the 7-yard mark, behind the bag to rush and get that tackle, which is very key by Terrence Adams, showing his speed, showing his willingness and his drive to get that tackle.
I'm very impressed by how Terrence Adams is playing right now. He's been playing really well in the second half, a lot more than the first half, and it's helping his defense.
First time they're going to a quads left. Overload. Taylor now looking to his right, going open. Rupshits, incomplete. Seth Galina could not corral the football into his palms. It will be an incomplete.
I was looking at that right away. As soon as I saw Rupstick line up in the middle, I thought it was going to be a post down the middle, and it was. Seth Galina, if he had looked back, I think it would have been a pick for him. If he caught it, you never know.
But, Dajin made a great point, though. Every time Taylor's gone to his right, it seems like the ball is just floating or not reaching the target. Could it be his injury that he might have right now?
I don't think it's his injury. I just think it's the way he throws the ball, like I've been saying all year.
Such a hater.
He doesn't throw a good ball. It's not. I'm not hating. He just doesn't
such a
throw.
hater.
No, I'm a realist.
Look at
Big
numbers.
turnover. Over the middle. Brown. Right away tackled by Taylor for about a 4th, not 5-yard gain.
That was a very risky throw. For a first throw of the second half, you're going in the middle over the rusher, in between 2 defenders. Risky, but hey, it paid off, right?
Trust Jeff Brown. In Jeff Brown, they trust. That's for sure.
Second catch.
Who's been
for-
missing.
Who's been missing all playoffs?
Well,
That's why Alex Lewis was snapping.
He's got a second catch for 12 yards in this game and 1 touchdown grab for Jeff Brown. Second and short. Jamie Adria Lewis, the slotbacks. Looking right, pumping, waiting. Short pass. Caught by Brown. Will that be enough for a first down?
No.
No, it's been marked off short.
But still, very sure-handed Jeff Brown. He's not a flashy guy. He's not the fastest, but he's always there. He's consistent. He's gonna come down with the ball. He rarely drops anything. He's that guy that nobody really knows about, but he's really good at what he does.
Jeff Brown, I played with him before, and he's a super good guy. He's very reliable as well. I'm surprised he doesn't play defense because he's a decent defensive player also.
Oh, look at that roster, right?
Yeah, I mean, why would
I
you?
believe it's a roster of 10 STL guys compared to 7 for 2.5 Dans.
Yeah.
Taylor, looking, pumping, tipped, caught by Lewis. That'll be enough for a first down. Lewis makes a spin move and tackled right away by Maiorino. However, it is a first down for STL.
Drop in the end zone before to the pick. Goes back at him with the same play. And Alex Lewis catching the ball. Dylan Taylor trusting all his receivers.
Well, Alex Lewis had a great beginning of the game. He got the first touchdown. The only drop into an interception really hurts his quarterback, but at the same time, 1 drop out of 6 targets, can't blame the guy.
It is outside the red zone. Taylor waiting. Back in the end zone. Ojea caught. Touchdown.
So this is what Jamie does best. Give him a route, throw it up, and make him come down with it. It's what he does best, and look, he's all fired up now.
His 6th catch of the game.
It's starting to talk. 6th catch of the game. It's only I think it's gonna double by the end of the day if they keep it up. If the 2.5 Downs are able to score on this drive, I think Jamie Ojea will double his catches today.
It's what he does best. It's what it does.
It does best.
And you think about it, guys, 2.5 Dans had an opening drive the second half. Couldn't cash it in. They cashed it in here. So right now, STL has the hammer as we move along in the second half.
They had the lead, and now they're just bringing it down.
Taylor now buying time, going to the right to the corner. Barreau, one-handed grab, no chance at all.
Very interesting decision for STL to go for 1 here as they're up by 7. In my opinion, knowing they're comfortable going for 2, if you go for 2, you get it. You put it at a 2-score lead. I don't think they noticed it on the scoreboard.
I agree.
I think it just went for 1, but a very interesting decision nonetheless.
Well, for
I
those
agree.
who see it strategically, the scoreboard is not placed in the middle, but towards the fans who are watching this game right now in Brossard. Taylor, quick pass. Rupstitz right away makes the spin move. However, Alex Lewis is there to clean up for the tackle.
Alex Lewis not banged up from that injury earlier. It looks like he's fine now. Those hooks, man. Hooks, slants, hooks and slants. Hooks and slants.
Hooks
I mean,
and
you hear it
slants.
all the time.
I clean 5 yards from Rupsick. They got yards. Now, if you do it again, you're gonna get a first down every time.
Word.
It's something you cannot. You just can key on all night long.
Taylor rolling to his left once again. Looking, going over the middle. Marino, well defended by Ojea. It'll be 3rd down coming up here for 2.5 Dans.
Joey's losing it a bit. I don't think he's losing his confidence. I just think that he's losing the ability to call different plays This defense is way too smart, way too experienced to fall for the same thing 3 times at least, and that was the same play that Marino scored the touchdown on, and it's the same thing that got them the first down on the fourth down earlier in the first.
Defenders crashed on the sidelines, took all the slants out. He has to go deep, and then Jamie's there. It's a tough throw to make.
Rolling to his right. McPhee, great catch. McPhee up the sidelines and tackled by Seth Galena. That will be enough for a first down and more.
Got to give credit to Danny McPhee on that catch. Good catch, good placement. He plays smart football. He finds the between zones that nobody is. He gets open, and Joey Taylor just keys on him a lot.
I mean, that slant by the snapper is going to be there often if they're crashing to the sidelines as well. Leaving that middle open, Danny Mac always going to catch that ball.
His 4th catch for the evening. Back to the left. Quick pass. McPhee. One quick move. McPhee makes a quick move on Ojea. However, Ojea is there to make the tackle, but nonetheless, though, they're knocking at the door at the goal line.
Danny McPhee, look, he made Alex Lewis look really bad on that tackle. He just made him fall.
You mean he broke his ankles?
Yes, literally. But he tried to make...
Not literally, figuratively.
It was literally he would be in pain right now.
Like he was in the first half.
Yes.
Okay, guys.
English not your first language, it's fine.
No, it's not.
Exactly. It's okay.
Interceptions is.
No, that's my first language.
Rolling to his left. Taylor, open. Marino. It is now a 1-point lead for STL.
That was
Marino,
great.
3rd touchdown of the day.
So now that we're talking football again, that was a great play by Joey Taylor. The defense really just opened up the way he wanted. He got the open receiver. He makes some good reads when it comes down to it. In the red zone, he's very dangerous.
Marino, his 3rd TD catch of the evening.
I think he has a pick as well. No, he doesn't have a pick, but I mean, just give him the ball all day. It's gonna work. If Jamie Ojea is not on him, he's gonna catch it. It looks like they found a rhythm.
Taylor going to the right, back of the end zone. Elward, he's got it. It is a tie game.
Jasmine Ryu with the extra point.
Jasmine Ryu, my apologies.
They don't even look the same.
They
They don't even wear the same jersey.
However,
one has sleeves, the other one doesn't.
So it's 26-26 now. Tied game. Go back to this game there instead of making fun of Mo.
Yeah.
26-26. STL has the ball with confidence. The only stop they have, once we mentioned it before, the only stop they had was a bubble ball.
Mm-hmm.
So Dylan Taylor should be firing on all cylinders right now.
it's a big drive coming up for STL. Can 2.5 Downs reply back with a turnover? Same formation as before. Taylor looking, stepping up over the middle. Jay, he's wide open, through his hands as he tried to one-hand that football. If he did, that would have been 6.
A tough drop by it.
I think he's gonna go home and Theo's gonna give him some smack for that.
Theo's on sidelines.
Trying to
already give him a smack.
trying to get that one-handed catch. If he put 2 hands on it, maybe he would have caught it.
Yeah,
very disappointed in
when the game's on the line. When the game's on the line in the finals, don't go for flashy, go for safe. It's a lesson Jamie learned the hard way.
But it was there. That play was there.
Oh, he was wide open.
Do they revisit it this drive?
Not this drive because
the 2.5 Downs adjust.
Danny's gonna adjust.
Well, let's not forget Elwood is a safety, but Joy Taylor is lined up on Ojea. Going short. Barreau, his catch again, and he is playing very well this afternoon, his 3rd catch of the evening.
Eric Marino in for rush. Danny Mac is on the sideline. Maybe just catch a breather.
Yeah, that's what they do a lot. I had 2.5 Downs. They switch out. They never use the same guys on the field to give everybody fresh legs. So at some point, you're going to have to sub out Danny McPhee because I don't think they have another snapper. So they need to give him a rush on defense. And I don't think the rush is that much of an effect on Dylan Taylor.
So far, Taylor has found all 5 of his receivers. Short pass to Ojea. He catches that. Rupstitch makes the tackle, and that'll be enough for a first down.
Not for a first down. Give the ball to Jamie. Give the rock to Jamie. I think that James Nowakowski will score the touchdown on this drive if there is one, because they're going to key in on Jamie Ojea. Oh, Jamie Ojea off.
The bench is himself. Maybe to get himself
Seth
a
Galena
rest.
now in as a slot back. It's Ojea's 7th catch of the evening.
Maybe he feels bad about the drop.
Maybe just tired.
Or maybe he needs a break and drink some water.
Well, he's doing that right now.
So Seth Galena now, the left
Riveting
slot
stuff,
back.
guys.
Pump. Taylor, sideline. Barreau, incomplete, out of bounds.
I'm not sure what to say here. Bajo was not open at all. Danny really crashed nicely on the sidelines. Dylan Taylor seemed to have thrown out of bounds instead of taking a sack. If it's the case, good heads-up play by Dylan Taylor.
Getting rushed very quickly by Danny Mac. He hasn't felt that pressure, like I said, all season, and now he's feeling it with Danny Mac. Dylan Taylor just making good decisions. He hasn't made one bad decision all game, and we haven't really focused on that. And he literally has not made one bad decision all game. Just poor catching from his receivers.
That's very true.
Margin of error is very small now at this point in the game. Over the middle, Brown caught and tackled by Jasmine Ryu, and that will be short of a first down.
That's something that I would like to see from Dylan Taylor more often is give it to your snapper. I know I'm saying this a little biased because I am a snapper, but Jeff Brown has been open in the middle all game.
Well, the way they're running the defense, right? The 2.5 downs are running a 4-1 most of the time, which Danielle we're playing safety. So when that's the case, your snapper's wide open because the safety that lines up on him is playing 7-10 yards deep.
Yep.
So your snapper should be open all the time.
Ojea back in as a left slot back. No Cassidy, the left wideout. Taylor, short pass, caught by Ojea. Ojea makes one move, trying to get to the goal line, and he's tackled by Maiorino. However, that'll be enough for a first down.
Another first down by Jamie Ojea, getting into the within the 1 yard line. Let's see what they do here. That play would work again right now.
Good speed after the catch from Jimmy Ojea to get the first down and more, to put them in the red zone. I think it's the kind of play that they could key on for the rest of the 20 minutes we got left. Maybe less than that. They could use to drive the field more.
His 8th catch of this game. We wonder if Nowakowski might be open on the slant in. Who knows?
Looking at a corner here.
Taylor looking, slant in, Nowakowski, touchdown.
Mini Gronk.
A great
Mini
play
Gronk.
A great play from Mini Gronk. I must say, sure-handed. He goes in. That's what they've been describing on the podcasting. He's Mini Gronk. He goes up in the traffic. He's the guy. That's exactly what just happened.
He held on to that ball, man. Like, he did not want to drop it, and good on him for doing so because now they're up by 6 going in late into the second half here.
His 5th catch of the evening on a slant in as Dylan Taylor connects with his sure-handed receiver, James Nowakowski.
Going for one, STL just wants to get the safe points here. They're not going for anything tricky, anything risky. I think it's a good bet.
Extra points now at a premium. Taylor, again, caught by Nowakowski and is now a 7-point lead for STL.
A wide open Mini Gronk over the cone. We've seen the play quite a few times. It's been dropped before, but he's not. He clearly wasn't dropping that one straight in his chest.
And we'll see what 2.5 Dans does. Can they reply back with very little time left here in the second half? And again, we talk about turnovers. STL was able to capitalize on a 2.5 Dan turnover to start off the second half. Taylor going to his left, short pass. Evangelista. Great play by Terrence Adams.
Man, Terrence is on fire today, man.
He's everywhere. He's a rusher and he gets tackled.
Oh, man, that was a beautiful read by Terrence. He saw as soon as Fody crossed him, he bounced right to Fody, and he got him right away. We'll call him Frank.
I think it's a big difference from what Terrence Adams does against, let's say, different rushers where they just go for the quarterback, right? Terrence sometimes jumps routes, tries to make a play on something that's not necessarily his job to do, and that always makes him a very dangerous player.
Barreau now in for Nowakowski. Pumped by Taylor. Open is McPhee. McPhee makes one cut and tackled by Paul Barreau.
I don't know.
That'll be close to a first down, though.
I don't know who's playing that middle linebacker position, but Danny Mac seems to do the exact same thing every single time. He'll slant to the right and then kind of sit there and fade to the middle of the field. The middle linebacker on that, I guess they're going man, but nobody's covering him, and they're not covering him properly.
Well, if they're playing man, but they have Jamie playing safety, right? So if he's playing safety on top, nobody's in the middle. That's what we've been discussing
Fear
before.
the deep ball Jamie's doing right now.
Base formation for Taylor. Looking left. Short pass McPhee, and he is meeting Paul Barreau head on, and that'll be enough for a first down.
If I would tell you Danny Mac and Paul Barreau go head to head and knocks who down?
I would say Paul Barreau falls. Obviously, Danny Mac is.
Because he's beefy,
He's
right?
a steel kid.
Yeah, exactly. He's the steel kid.
Well, Danny Mac
all those
has
protein
his
shakes he makes.
7th catch of the evening. Taylor rolling to his left. Going sidelines. Great catch by Maiorino. And it'll be second down coming up.
This is something we see often from 2.5 Dans. They make these great catches. They come down in bounds, and everybody just talks a lot of trash, huh, Terry, about 2.5 Dans where they're not athletic, they're not football players.
Talk trash about 2.5 Dans?
But, yeah, they make good plays, man. They make some spectacular catches sometimes.
5 minutes to 5 plays coming up. Evangelista Maiorino has been the go-to guys for Taylor. Rolling to his right now, trying to get around, and he is going to be sacked. We'll see where they mark it.
Terrence Adams looks in pain. He doesn't look like he's celebrating anymore.
No, I think he's just upset with himself.
No, he's not the kind of guy to get upset with himself when he gets a nice tackle like that.
And that is not a sack. It is a run of no gain.
Oh. He's upset with himself. Because it wasn't a sack.
Because he got beat on a run?
Oh, you're lucky you're getting those. You're nervous.
You're
seeing cheese sticks flying all around you, man.
Yeah.
You could see him. You could see the sweat coming down from Mo's face.
His 3rd tackle of the evening for Terrence Adams. Taylor rolling to his left, waiting, trying to get the ball away.
Oh, that was a great sack.
And he is sacked
and
by
here comes
Terrence
the celebration
Adams.
from Terrence Adams that we all love.
I
It's
love
awesome.
it. I love it more than anybody.
It's awesome.
Is that his third sack of the day,
His
Mo?
third sack. The line's 5.5. You said over 5.5.
I say that no gain should be a sack, but whatever. That's just me.
That's
Officially,
just-
it's
it
marked
is.
as a run of
Okay,
no yards.
we'll stay official. We'll stay
Because
official.
it's a tackle.
Because it's a tackle. We'll stay official.
Well, yes, we will.
It is
Terrence
now
Adams, man, he's on fire. He's a guy we just started speaking about recently.
quads left for Taylor. Big play coming up here for 2.5 downs. Taylor looking, waiting. He's going to throw it.
Oh.
Gets it off.
Oh!
Picked off. Dylan Taylor up to silence, forced out of bounds, and that is the second turnover for 2.5 downs in this half.
What
Dylan-
looked like... Sorry.
So Dylan Taylor is a guy with 9 PDs this year. He hasn't gone a lot. I think he has only 2 interceptions, but he's had 9 PDs this season. He's been very, very consistent on defense. He's playing both ways. Doesn't show a sign of exhaustion. Coming in with that extremely good play.
Well,
to
Dylan Taylor's
break on the
underrated,
coverage.
man.
Underrated.
He plays for Vacation, that's playing in the finals in Div B next.
Yeah.
And he plays corner for them. And now he's playing in Div C on defense, and nobody talks about him. Well, I don't talk about him because
Yeah.
I'm the only one who talks about Div C. But I don't talk about him much. I don't give him much credit, but he's good.
And like
It's-
you mentioned on Facebook, he's the only 2 championship player today. He's playing in 2 championships
Candidate.
today. Candidate.
Quick pass. Brown. He's going to have enough for a first down, and that was big because they were pinned deep in their territory. However, they are now able to move the ball and get another fresh set of downs.
A
going ahead.
wide open Jeff Brown. Terry's been talking about him
Yep.
most of the night. Jeff Brown's is a very good guy. But then again, like if you look at the roster, right, everybody's good. Like you need to cover Jamie, you need to cover James, you need to cover Alex, you need to cover Paul Baho tonight, and then you got Jeff Brown just carving it up.
Right now, we'll see if the Dan's defense will be stretched out. Dylan Taylor's had a strong game so far. Play action, rolling out. Taylor, he's going to run, and he's tackled right away by McPhee.
First rush of the game for Dylan Taylor. First rush of the game for Dylan Taylor. He hasn't had the opportunity, obviously, with a good rush like Danny and all those short
Doesn't
routes
need
being
to,
open.
man.
He
They
doesn't
put
need
up
to either.
33
All the short
points.
routes have been
Doesn't
open.
need to.
Second
So
down
Mo-
coming up here.
So Mo, right now they passed that 30-point threshold that you said earlier. What are you liking their chances of taking?
Well, they're 7-1 when they score 30-plus points, and they're on
one.
their way right now. They're in control of this football game inside 5 minutes, now less than 5 minutes,
They're
that is.
7-1 because we all know who they lost to, right?
Yeah, like I said, they're in the
True,
finals.
they lost to you guys.
They're in the finals right now. Taylor, pump. Taylor, he's got Nowakowski
Oh.
wide open
Oh.
through his hands, incomplete, and that could have been the dagger in the hearts of 2.5 Dans.
That was the game
Yeah.
right there.
Jamie
Mini
Nowakowski
Gronk.
beat Matthew Rupsick on a double move. Rupsick fell down. Nowakowski was wide open, gets hit in the chest, drops for his 4th drop of the night. It hurts, man.
Perfect play. It's perfectly timed. I don't know. It
Amazing
just-
double move, amazing pump fake from Dylan Taylor that made Rupsick jump, and then as he
Forget
gets this
about
guy wide open, he drops it.
Receiver forgets about it. Receiver forgets about it. The defense forgets about it as well. Just take it as we got lucky on that one. Get a pick now so you can be able to score.
2 minutes till 5 plays coming up here. 2 minutes till 5 plays.
Dan should call it.
Timeout called
They did.
right now. So very little time here. If STL gets that first down, that will now prolong the drive even more and really put Dans on their heels.
So if you're STL, what do you do? Do you go for the dagger? Do you try to finish this game, or do you just try to?
Well, they
grind it
almost
out?
did right
You
now.
burn the clock.
Yes. But
You burn the clock.
you run the clock, or you try to score and then
You burn the
finish it?
clock. You get a first down. Game's over.
STL is less than 2 minutes away from realizing their Div C dreams. Looking, Taylor, open, tip, and through the hands of Alex Lewis. However, that was tipped.
Very, very lucky play from Dylan Taylor. Very
Yeah.
risky again,
Try
going
to
in the
force
middle
it.
over the rusher. And that should have been an interception, if you ask me.
Try to force it to Jamie Ojea, he was open, but trying to force it over two outstretched arms.
4th down, a minute and a half left here. This could be the game for both these teams. Can
Try to force
STL
it.
convert?
Try to force it to Jeff Brown when you had Jamie Ojea open behind him.
No, I think he was throwing it to Jamie. He really lobbed it out there, and Foti was right in front of him.
Who is the go-to guy right now on this
Timeout.
4th down?
Paul Barrow.
Would you think
having a
maybe
great
James Nowakowski, who
Nope.
converted on a slant in on a touchdown, that could be the game-winning
Mini
TD in
Gronk
this
with the
matchup?
drops.
I like the Paul Barrow call, but I feel like it's going to be Jeff Brown on a quick quick hook down the middle.
I like Paul Baho because he's on fire tonight, but I don't see that happening simply because Dylan Taylor doesn't rely on Paul Baho that way.
And it's also that coverage
is it?
that coverage gap that we see on the other side there.
Yeah, Jasmine is underrated.
Yep.
This play will go a long way in this matchup. Taylor, Nowakowski catches that. Is that enough?
First down.
Oh, Dylan Taylor looked like it was.
I got
he wasn't happy with what James did right there when he caught the ball and stepped out of bounds, but it was just enough for a first down.
Well, it's not like the NFL where it stops the clock, so it really doesn't.
No, but if he wasn't at the first down yet and he stepped out of bounds and it would have been turnover on
Okay, I
downs,
get it, yeah.
that would have hurt. But I think James is smart enough to know that you go for the first down on the hook.
A minute to 5 plays. And most certainly than not, this will definitely be in plays as we speak with STL having a new fresh set of downs on this drive. And less than a minute now for Jeff Brown and Dylan Taylor. Can they maintain the focus of this offense? Taylor rolling. Play action. Rolling. Going to the corner. Well out of bounds. Intended for Alex Lewis, who'll be second down coming up.
If he had handed it off, I think he would have been able to get a few yards. I don't know what.
Yeah, but then again, if you throw these kind of balls where, okay, it wasn't catchable, but if you put it a bit shorter where it's only a receiver or nobody, you're not taking any risk. You're going for the goal. You're not taking any risk,
That's
and you're burning time on the clock as well.
Exactly.
Give Joey Taylor 5 plays to score back with a 7-point lead. I would feel confident if I was STL's defense.
20 seconds until 5 plays.
It's a 7-point lead, right? So even if they go for 1, you got overtime. You're not even dead yet.
Let's not forget STL could still get a first down. Taylor pumping. Ojea catches it with Ruptious on his back. No UC on that play. However, Ojea is banged up. 5 plays left.
He's fine.
I think he's faking. I think he just wants the attention.
Yeah, he's a faker. He's a big faker.
His 9th catch of the evening.
Have you seen his shirt?
What
It
did it
says,
say?
I'm it.
Oh yeah, him and Theo. They told me they're gonna get me one.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because apparently I'm it too.
Do they know your
Why?
name?
You should be TT.
They call me it.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I know.
Dylan Taylor.
I'm not sure if it's an insult.
Taylor looking for the game. Caught by Lewis. Makes a spin move. And he'll be short of the
Shy
first down.
A very tough first down. A very tough 4th down for Dylan Taylor, but they're still in a very good position. Even if they turn the ball over on downs right here, they still have a very good positioning for Joey Taylor to start in his own end zone with only 3 downs left to drive the whole field. With Terrence Adams as a rusher, I would feel very confident.
That was Lewis's 5th catch of the evening. They are literally a football away from a first down or scoring a touchdown.
The Dans need an interception and they need to get some yards out of the interception. They can't just or knee down in the end zone.
Dan showing aggressive defense. Looking, Taylor going to the back of the end zone. Well defended by Evangelista. And it'll be 2.5 Dan's ball from their 2-yard line. This is what they wanted. They get it. Now can they score?
Joey Taylor loves this. He loves getting the ball in his hands with X amount of time. How much time is left? Do we have 5 plays left?
We're inside. 3
Three
plays.
plays.
3
I wasn't paying
plays.
attention.
But
Good job.
the problem is that the positioning where they're at the 2-yard
Do you
line,
go with
right?
Ruptious at quarterback then?
No.
I would go with him right now.
Why?
Yeah,
Yeah, but who are you anyway?
that's Mokan. That's MK.
There's ulterior
And
motives.
we all
Why?
know. We all know how your career as a quarterback went.
Well, listen, they have Terrence Adams as a rusher, so they need to make something. They need to go for a hard count or something to make Terrence Adams step because that deep into his end zone, Joey Taylor.
Yeah.
As we know, he's a very stubborn guy. He's very competitive, but I would not feel very confident in this decision. With only 3 plays left, this is a tough spot to be in.
Why Jamie isn't on the field boggles my mind.
Jamie did get banged up last play here. Quads left. Taylor 4 yards in his end zone. Has to get that ball away quickly. Taylor looking. Gets it off. Caught by Evangelista. Tackled by Barreau.
Big gain. First down.
Cut on the run from Foden Evangelista, which is good enough for him to keep running. First down, this is exactly what they need. They need to chuck it up, at least get another 10 yards out so you can throw it up because Joey Taylor doesn't have the arm to throw the 40-yard bombs as we discussed.
Yes. I'm looking at Danny Mac with a big chunk right here down the middle.
Ojea is
a
now
good
back
15
in the
yards.
game.
Good 15 yards to put
15
him at
yards,
about
I think
10
so,
yards
yeah.
out. But then even if they do score, they need to get that 1 point just to tie the game and get to overtime.
He's able to get that yak, Danny Mac.
Jamie Ojea back in the game, playing the deep safety. 4-2 Taylor's left. Rolling to his left, looking, throwing, caught by Evangelista. Same play again, and it will come down to this last play.
Same play, but it works. So
And-
now you're 18 yards away from the end zone. Last play of the game, down by 7. Joey Taylor needs to make a miracle happen.
Breaking news, I won the bet.
Yeah, sure, you won the bet.
Breaking news, we don't really
Breaking
care.
news, not going to Chinois after the game.
I'll see you at Chinois after the game. You can call them up right now to pre-order right now, please.
Pre-order cheese sticks.
Well, come on, please. The game's on the line here, and you're talking about cheese sticks.
There's more important things in life, Simon,
I see that.
and cheese sticks are one of them.
Cheese sticks are awesome.
This is it right now for the 2.5 Dans. It appears Danny McPhee is going in at
Oh
quarterback.
yeah, Danny is their deep threat guy. He's their deep bomb guy.
Really?
Yeah, I forgot to mention that. Danny is their deep bomb guy. He's done it often.
This is it right here. McPhee in at quarterback,
I love this.
Maiorino
I
in
don't
at
see why-
snapper.
I don't see why. Not that Joey's a bad receiver. I think somebody else should have been in there for him.
McPhee stepping up. High, knuckler. Short of the end zone. Cut by Elward. Touchdown!
Caught by Danny
Very
Elward.
impressive, Dan.
This is over Jamie and over Paul Barreau.
It was obvious what they were going to do, and it happened, and it's very effective. They do it all the time, and Danny Aylward always comes down with the ball. Always.
You got Jamie Ojao jumping to football. You got James Nowakowski jumping to football. You got Alex Lewis jumping to football. And still, Danny Elward came down with it. Now it's a 1-point game. Do they go for one? They go for two.
That's the question right now. This is either you go for the win or you go for overtime here, and it appears where they're positioned, they're going for the tie.
They go for the tie because it's what they're comfortable doing, right?
And because overtime in the finals is amazing.
Watch that throw to Foti again. Watch that throw.
No,
They did it.
Rob
They did it
sick on the
twice.
post.
Taylor looking left, waiting, going to the corner, short cut. Is that in?
Tie game.
It is tie game. We're going to OT.
Overtime.
It's the same thing
This is
over
a-
and over again. And the
This is
defense
the next
hasn't been able
best
to do
thing.
it.
You know that, right?
Sorry.
This is the next best thing. You know that, right?
What's
the
the
8 wonder of the world?
And if he
FBF
gets two
finals
sacks, if he gets two
It
sacks,
doesn't count. There's no official
Yes, it
stats.
does.
There's no official stats
I
in
don't know,
overtime.
see? I don't like these little scorekeeping rules that you have. You fail to mention to me.
Hi,
at the
my
beginning
name
of the
is
game.
Mo, and I'm cheating at this.
I think Asimo's on my side on this one.
Of course, you had my back all season long.
CNN confirms a Mocon win. All right, we're going to overtime now. So for those who don't know how overtime works, each team gets 3 chances from the 5, 10, and 15. And essentially how it works, from the 5, you go for 1 point. From the 10, you go for 2. From the 15, 3 points. And if they're tied up after 3, then they go to sudden death.
I think it's safe to say that they're gonna go. That the Dans are gonna go for 1 point every single time.
Do you have the balls to go for 3?
Well, if
No,
you're
no,
down
no,
by
Dan,
3,
let's
then
go.
yes, you have to go
You
for
have
3.
to.
On the
You
very
have to
first
gain those
play,
cojones.
right? Dan start with the football. They don't get one, so it's 0-0. The SCL has the balls to go for 3 for the win. Basically.
Now, the question is, though, guys, mentally speaking here, how demoralized is STL, given that they had the dance pinned after 2 and they tied up after 3 plays?
Very demoralizing. It's very unsettling as a defense when you had the game in your hands and you let the same play happen 3 times. Looking at Vinny Boombats over here covering the camera.
Vinny Nardone.
Vinny Boombats. He doesn't understand why teams like this are so successful.
Yeah,
I told him because
why-
nobody
you
knows
know,
what the hell
right?
they're gonna do.
Because Top South can make the playoffs
Top South.
in this very division, but he
It's
doesn't
true,
know.
yeah, they were terrible in this division as well.
Well, yes.
Are we
They
looking at
fought.
it down here, or are we gonna? be
Yeah,
down
we're
there?
over here now.
So we get a better view.
I guess we're all gonna stand up and watch this
I
game
guess
right
I'll
here.
just Mo couldn't sit down.
It's a team thing here,
You
guys.
gotta see this right here.
This
Looking
is
at the crowd, we got the.
This
we
is
got
too
the-
intense.
The next division's playing, watching.
Everybody's watching.
Everybody's watching. And I
Even
think
if you don't know.
if I had to pick one game out of all 5 finals that would have went to overtime, I think it would have been this one.
I would have loved to see R&D finest on tour.
Because R&D is gonna win, and it doesn't make a difference.
all right. We're in overtime now. STL going for 1 from the 5-yard line.
I think it's good. The first play you go for 1, just to see what their plan is.
Just to get 1 on the board, right?
Yeah, exactly. Put the RNA in there.
Taylor rolling to his left, looking short, well defended by Taylor. 0 for 1.
So they still go to mini ground on that play they used over and over and over again. Joey Taylor anticipated the play, knocked it down. Great defensive play.
Now can Dans capitalize on their opening drive of this overtime session?
I think they're gonna do that same play. If they go quads, you know the route they're gonna do. If they go trips, you know the route they're gonna do. If they
But
go,
can they get to the landmark, though, if you're STL?
of course they will.
Terry Tam is such a hater.
I'm not a hater. I've been talking about what they've been doing. It's so simple what they've been doing, but they do it
Did you
so
ever play-
well.
Did you ever play the dance?
No, I played against them once, but
Did you win?
no, we lost.
It is
But-
quads left.
Actually, I don't remember. I think we won.
Galinas shifted over. 4 STL defenders. Taylor going to his right. Going to the back of the end zone. McPhee out of bounds.
No, out of bounds.
Very interesting to see.
Out of bounds. I don't know where the fans saw, but
So,
they saw that they scored a touchdown.
So Terry Tam here.
Yep.
They went for the quads. They knew exactly where it was going, and they went the other
Hey,
way.
switched it up on me. Unpredictable, like I've been saying. Unpredictable. Nobody knows what the hell they're doing.
Not
I'm
even
telling
themselves.
you. Joey doesn't know what he's doing. I've been saying it all year.
It is still 0-0. Second opportunity coming up here for STL from the 1. The 1 point opportunity from the 5-yard line. My, oh, my.
The 8th wonder of the world. You know that, right?
Not off
2.5 dans is the 8th wonder of the
I've been
world.
to the pyramids of Egypt. It's nothing like this.
2.5 dans, the 8th wonder of the world.
No.
Oh.
Overtime and
Oh,
finals.
over to OT is the 8th wonder of the world. Okay.
Taylor rolling to his right. Looking, pumping. Short, picked up by Ryu. Flag on the
Defensive
play.
pass interference.
Defensive pass interference.
Or
So
offensive, we don't know yet.
We'll
So
see
you
what
could-
the call
you
is.
could You could go for 2 from the 5.
But Paul Barreau is upset.
I don't.
He
You go
thinks
for
the
2.
play.
You could go for 3 from the 10.
You can go for 3 from the. Oh, sure. You can do that. You can change it up on it. No,
Well,
I think you have to go for
don't-
the same amount of points.
no,
you went
because-
for, no?
No, you get
gonna-
the yardage, right? If you go for 2 from the 5.5.
It's going against 2.5 dans. So STL will get another chance at whether they're going for 1 or 2. We'll find out.
What would you do, Simo?
I would go for 2 from the 5.
You go for 2 from the 5. I think I would go for 3 from the 10.
I'm not very good at going for 10. I'm not very good at going for 2 in normal stance. So I would go for like the one where
get
I'm
it,
very
yeah.
safe at it because I'm good at it.
I get it.
Taylor gives Brent Young his decision.
But if Dylan Taylor could actually, if they could go for 3 from the 10, which would be a really hard knock on 2.5 dans, you could get that second quarterback to drop with 2 and make something happen out of it.
Brent Young
This is
explaining
nuts,
the
man.
penalty
I'm
here.
I'm nervous here. I don't want to have to eat my words. But I'll tell you why I was right both ways after the game.
After the game?
After the game.
All right, so they have decided where they're going to place the ball. It appears it is at the 1 yard line.
So
Or
they're
now
going
it's
for-
being moved
so they're
back
going for
here.
10.
It's now at the 5. We'll figure out if they're going for
5.5.
2.
They're going for 2
Two
at
from
the
the
5.
5, so it's a 2-pointer.
So
So
2-pointer at the 5.
And they can run. Let's not forget, they can
now,
run this football.
if they do convert, 2.5 dans has to go for 2 on their next series. Would it not be the case?
I think so.
Yes.
Big play coming up here for 2.5 dans. 2 points from the 5. Can STL take a 2-0 lead on their second attempt? Taylor stepping up, looking left, back in the end zone, well defended by Rupshitz, intended for Jamie Ojea, and no PI on that situation here, as Dylan Taylor thought it was PI.
So Dylan Taylor is frustrated with Jamie Ojea on that play, but the football was thrown literally at Matthew Rupsick.
Dylan Taylor losing his cool a bit. We said the nerves might be getting to him. I think they're getting to him right now.
2.5 downs look a lot more calm, and it looks like they're in control of this game.
In control right now, we'll see. Second attempt coming up here for 2.5 dans. Going for 1 from the 5 yard line. The key play was Danny McPhee's touchdown pass to Danny Elward, the extra point convert, and we're on the second series of this overtime session. Taylor rolling to his left, looking, waiting. Back in the end zone, Elward well defended by
Great tip by
Ojea.
Jamie Ojea. Great tip.
Now it's sudden death right here, right?
Yes, it
Third
is.
attempt coming up here.
So if STL gets this, 2.5 downs needs to get it. Vice versa.
Exactly.
If STL misses since they start,
We're
2.5 downs can win it by just getting it in regardless of the score.
Third attempt coming up here. Again, they'll go from the 5 for 1 point. And we'll see what the dial-up is here. Maybe it's James Nowakowski on a slant in. That was their touchdown to make
Use
it
Mini
33.
Gronk as
26.
Mini Gronk.
It could very well be Simone. You never know. He's been the sure-handed guy inside the red zone. Could he be called again?
Do you go to Paul Barrow on the jump ball over
Yes.
James, over
I
Jasmine?
don't
Jasmine
think
Hughes
the
is
jump
very
ball hasn't
athlete.
worked all day.
Here we go. Taylor. Short pass. Lewis through his hands. No PI call. Lewis thought it was contact. And now Dan's had the chance to win the Div C title.
I don't think that was pass interference. I think that
I
Alex
think
is
that
trying
was
to
very clean, good defensive play.
It was a good
Two-
defensive.
STL looks frustrated, but then again, you need to be because it didn't go your way.
We've had excellent reffing this game. In a very chippy game, we've had very good reffing. This is the game right here. And honestly, I put money down right now. I think 2.5 Dan's winning right now.
Please don't take your predictions away. You said STL. so
Quad
No,
left.
but on this play, I think 2.5 Dan's have it because
Bandwagon here.
I think STL has lost it. a bit.
Taylor rolling to his left. Taylor back in the end zone, and he is sacked.
by Terrence Adams.
Big
and
play.
he celebrates.
So now we're going shootout.
We're
Well,
now going to sudden death here.
Jamie Ojea at the pick and was running it back. Could have been a pick 6.
No,
Terrence Adams made
once
a
you
mistake.
pick it off in the end zone, it's a
The
dead
end zone
play.
stops,
So
yeah,
there's no return allowed in overtime. So it's a
If
dead
what if you
play.
pick it out
That's
outside
awesome.
the end zone?
Same thing. There's
Same
no
thing.
return. So
That's awesome.
now you're going to fourth overtime here. The poetry right now between these two teams has been fantastic. Who can write the script and win this game?
Let me ask you this, Mo. How many rounds of overtime are we getting today?
Well, from
We've seen like 12 rounds at one point.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know if we'll see that now.
right now in round number 4.
I
No
think
one
it's
has
gonna-
scored yet, though.
I think it's going to the 5th round.
Taylor stepping up, looking. Back in the end zone. Great drop ball intended for Ajay, but Rupchich was there to make the play.
Great coverage by Rupchich.
We were talking about how Rupchich can go up to with the best guys and be physical. It's exactly what went down right here.
Right now,
Sweating my loafers here, man.
can Terrence Adams come up with the big play? Who from STL can make a stop? Or is it 2.5 Dan's time to win this Div C title? Both teams have played so hard.
Phenomenal game.
In the words of Matt Kerouac, I would say I'm hamped right now. I'm hamped about this game.
Base formation. Taylor rolling to his right, looking. Back in the end zone. Well defended, out of
Great
bounds.
coverage by
Seth Galina with the play on Jasmine Ryu. And we're going to round number 5.
Seth Galina, quarterback coach for the Vanier Cheetahs right there with a great stop.
You're a
defensively.
Vanier Cheetahs.
My Vanier Cheetahs.
A very good defensive play. You made him run outside, so even if he would have cut the ball, he was out of bounds anyways. Very good defensive play, very good awareness of where the sidelines are.
And you can see Theo J giving a little props to Seth Galina.
With the offensive, it's been a barn burner, right? They've been able to score at will, and now we're seeing they haven't scored once in the overtime.
Do you want to go for 2, though, to stretch out the defense here? Because it seems like it's very condensed inside the red zone as we speak.
I would have went for 2 already if I were STL or 2.5 Dan's.
And it appears Taylor's going to trips right with Jimmy Najee, the inside right slot. Rupchich motions over. Taylor, slant, caught. It is 1-0 for STL. And that could have been a flag right now on STL on James Nowakowski for throwing the football away.
So Minigron gets on the slant in that you called earlier, Mo.
I'm happy that the refs didn't call that penalty.
So the pressure's on 2.5 Dan's to make something happen.
2.5 Dan's, they should go for 2 or go for the tie.
Oh, no, you go for a tie
You
here.
go for the tie, yeah, exactly.
Dylan Taylor barking out instructions. Can Terrence Adams come up with the big play?
Going
Who
base.
from the STL defense can do it?
Base, look for that Danny Mac route that we see often where he goes slant and he comes back.
Taylor.
He shades down the middle.
For the game. Caught by Evangelista. We're going to overtime 6. Round 6.
40 Evangelista representing the Greek community like a star. He's been on fire.
This is very, honestly, this is great.
This is a nuts
I
game.
wasn't expecting this, but this is great.
I really have to go to the bathroom.
Right now, no one can make that big stop to finish off this game here. It's going back and forth, back and forth.
Got a new nickname for Foti Evangelista, the Spirit Killer, because he's killing STL spirits right now.
I like it.
Here we go. Round 6. Trips right to Taylor. Ajay, the inside guy. Taylor looking left. Sideline catch. Great catch. 2 feet.
James
Nowakowski.
Nowakowski's coming big for this team right now.
Mini Gronk, sure-handed in the overtime, dropped a few balls this game. Dylan Taylor has consistently gone back to him. I'm so impressed.
It's the beard.
It is now dance time. Can they reply back to force another overtime?
Terrence Adams giving me the thumbs up. Terrence Adams giving me the thumbs up as if he's going to do something right now. Terrence Adams better do something right now.
A sack to win it. Terrence Adams
Sack to
sacks
win it.
Joey Taylor to win the championship game.
That would be key because that would be 2 extra sacks and I'm taking those cheese sticks.
Base formation. Taylor rolling to his right. Looking. Throws it.
Game
Sack.
over, STL
That's a sack
champions.
is called.
Look
STL
at
wins.
that.
STL, your Div C champions.
A sack from Terrence
That was a
Adams.
very close sack, I will say. But the fact is that Danny caught the ball outside the end zone and he was still flagged. So either way, it would have been a stop. STL would have won the game either way.
Terrence Adams with the big play.
This is a fantastic finish.
Great game. Honestly, 2 awesome teams all year. They've been playing lights out. 2.5 Downs were a team we've been talking about all season. STL was a team we started talking about later on in the season. Dajna, even in your articles as well, in our podcast. STL was a team we didn't really think had it at the beginning of the season, but Dylan Taylor showed why he was one of the premier quarterbacks of this division.
They played real. 2.5 Downs played amazing football today. They have no regrets, but this one's gonna sting for a very long time.
A very long time. I think that they had it this season. 2.5 Downs, best team in Division C up until this point. Honestly, you can't take anything away from what they've done. Foti Evangelista, man, I can't say enough words about this guy.
Who
This
gets
guy was on fire today.
Who gets the MVP here?
The MVP goes to.
It could be James Nowakowski.
I think it's going to go to Dylan Taylor because of that pick, because he's been lights out. I think Dylan Taylor should get the MVP right now.
Remarkable turn of events for STL. Many thought they were down and out when they lost back-to-back games to end off the year, and they go on a run to win the Div C title. Terrence Adams with the exclamation point to win it in the 6th overtime of this third between them and 2.5 Downs.
President Rob Campana about to present the trophies to STL. the hometown heroes.
And there they are, the
Simone, what do
Div
you
C
think gets it?
champions.
I would agree with Dylan Taylor. He played
Yeah, I
really
think so
well. The 5 touchdowns, 1 interception, but he also got a pick on defense to counter
Terrence
that.
Adams.
Terrence
Why
Adams
not,
get
man? 3 sacks. Why not?
The game-sealing sack as well, right?
Yeah, exactly. The game that got the sack, Terrence Adams. Why not? I mean, you can go Terrence Adams with the 3 sacks, with the 5 sacks basically. You can go Dylan Taylor. You can go whoever.
With the way he
There's
played in
many
the second
avenues you
half,
can go with.
You can even go James Nowakowski, man, getting those points
Yeah.
in the overtime.
but he dropped a lot of footballs too.
He
right?
did drop a lot.
Gentlemen, when we look at this game, it'll be up there with the finest Hurricane game from 2009 winter season that was with their overtime. But no question, this game
Terror
meant
squad game as well, right?
Terror squad as well. Pat Jerome making that extra pointed pick going down the sidelines to win that over the Gladiators. No question, this has been one of the most fascinating, remarkable Div C finals I ever seen with the way it started and finished and how it ended in overtime.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
look at
as well.
these final post games brought to you by Lift Digital, proud sponsor with FPF. Lift Digital, the post game official sponsor here, guys. Looking at it right now in terms of the yards, I mean, STL only had 166 yards passing, but nonetheless, though, 234 for 2.5 downs, or 9 times out of 10 that would have won them the game. However, this time it didn't do so.
23 completions for 2.5 downs for 234 yards. If I had to ask you how many yards would they get per catch, what would you say? Over 10?
2.5 downs?
Yeah, over 10?
Definitely.
Definitely over 10? I would have said under.
Under 10?
Yeah, under 10. And they got over 10 yards per catch today.
But,
2.5 downs played lights out. But STL staying resilient, man. Resiliency. That's what wins.
I'm
There's-
impressed by the 12 first downs from STL in this game. 12 first down is a lot of first downs. They didn't go deep much. The only time they went deep, it was dropped football from Jimmy Oj and James Nowakowski, and they still managed to grind the clock, do something they're not necessarily, not their bread and butter, and they still managed to win this football game.
Terrence Adams with the photo op with President Rob Campana for the MVP.
All right, guys, let's wrap it up here in terms of this final here. No question so far tonight from what we've seen, the best finals in my books right now.
Yep.
If you're 2.5 downs, you're looking ahead for winter season. Obviously, this will be bitter because they'll have about 5 months until the next FPF season in January. What could go through their mind as they prep for a long fall into winter seasons?
Well, they were 12-2 at the end of the day, right? They finished 9-1. They won 3 games in the playoffs. They lost in the overtime in the finals.
6 rounds in the
They
overtime.
need to move up. This is Div C. This is the equivalent of Div 4. So they should be going in Div 3 next season.
They've told me that they plan to move to Division 3 anyway. If they fit in Division 4, I don't see why they should feel comfortable being in Div 4 when they are a Div 3 team.
Now, for STL, obviously this team is fantastic in terms of the core of the team, whether it's Nowakowski, Dylan Taylor, Ojea, so on and so forth here. What do they do for next year? Do they go into a higher division? Do they stay with where they're at?
I spoke to Dylan Taylor at the podcast, and he said regardless of a win or not, they might add a few guys and go to Division 2. So we'll see what happens with that. I think that if you add maybe a really big name like a Terry Tam or a Simon Dagenet, if you had a really big name, you can go in Division 2. I think you'd be very comfortable.
Gentlemen, without a doubt, this has been a fantastic Div C final, one of the best out there. And don't forget, a proud sponsor also of the FPF and, of course, the Rail Show, the English Montreal School Board, proud sponsor of the postgame show. Guys, great job by you. Congratulations to STL on winning their first ever FPF title. For 2.5 downs, they're 0 for 2 now in finals, and this will be a long winter off year for them until we reconvene in early January.
Yeah.
On behalf of Simone, Terry, and Mokan, we wish you a good evening. STL, your 2015 spring champions.
Good stuff.